Hello. For this video, I'm going to be talking about how aspirin works as both a drug and the more technical ways of how it inhibits some physiological reactions. Aspirin is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug that inhibits the activity of cyclooxygenase enzymes, also known as the COX enzymes. These enzymes are responsible for converting arachidonic acid into prostaglandins, which are important and involved in a few different physiological processes, such as inflammation response, pain, and fever. Here we see how the arachidonic acid structure is derived from membranes of phospholipids via phospholipase A2. Arachidonic acid is then converted into prostaglandins through a couple different reactions cycled from the cyclooxygenase enzyme, split into two different structures to then be split up even further by two more enzymes, PGH2 synthase and rhombohexane synthase. These two isoforms of aspirin covalently bind to enzymes in order to irreversibly inhibit the enzyme activity to convert arachidonic acid into PGH2, therefore inhibiting downstream synthesis of other inflammatory agents. Aspirin then further inhibits COX enzymes by covalently modifying the serine residual in the active sites of enzymes. Specifically, it acetates a serine residual in active sites of both COX enzymes, which blocks access of arachidonic acid to the active site and prevent the conversion of PHG. Here, going on from what I was just talking about, we see how we have the serine groups here changing forms due to different enzyme activities, which then having it flipped from that into that, and this just gets changed a little bit with, instead of OH to CH3, we see that it becomes an inactive form, and therefore the inhibition of synthesis that is needed for the prostaglandins is inhibited. Now, why is all of this important? Prostaglandins are involved in various processes physiologically, like I mentioned, such as inflammation, which is a complex process involving swelling that from immune cells, cytokines, and signaling molecules flooding the area of which any injury or signaled of something wrong occurring rushes to. Prostaglandins, specifically PGE2, plays an important role in inflammation by inducing vasodilation, which is opening of blood vessels, which then increases vascular permeability. This leads to more immune cells going to the site of injury or infection. By inhibition of the formation of prostaglandins, aspirin reduces inflammation by blocking the downstream synthesis of these pro-inflammatory PGs, meaning that the cells are not being able to either be sent or they're just not being nearly created as much. This can result in reduced vasodilation, or otherwise known vasoconstriction of our blood veins and arteries. It can also decrease vascular permeability and overall immune cell recruitment, leading to decreased inflammation and pain because there's less swelling in the area, and this creates less pressure and therefore less pain. To recap everything, in the beginning part, I explained how aspirin inhibits the activity of enzymes that convert from arachidonic into prostaglandins. Aspirin, then with those conversions into it, prostaglandins, covalently modifies the serine residual in the active site and irreversibly inhibits the activity. The second part, where prostaglandins are being mentioned, remember, is a huge part of inflammation because of vasodilation and the increase to vascular permeability. When aspirin then inhibits this formation of prostaglandin, it leads to reduced inflammation due to a decrease in the vasodilation amount and vascular permeability. Thank you for listening.